All right, so we got the motor off of its stand. Got the clutch put back, flywheel put back on the back of it. We've already swapped over the bell housing. We kind of ground the frame, cleaned it up where we're going to be moving these motor mounts to. So we're going to see if we can get the engine stab back in this hole and then determine the frame mounts. So we bolted our engine mounts, which I don't know if I've ever shown you guys this before or not, but so this is an energy suspension polyurethane transmission mount for the Chevy Turbo 350 transmission. It's got 3 holes, threaded holes in the top. The bolt spacing is such that it bolts directly onto the factory Toyota frame mount, and it's got a centered hole that works. So you get kind of the effects of a polyurethane bushing. However, I'm told internally it is C-locked from both sides so that it can't pull apart. I've been running these in Stomper for years, and they seem to hold up really, really well. I've had good success with them thus far. I've been real happy with them. They do, obviously, they're a polyurethane bushing. They do transmit a little more engine vibration. However, not nearly as much as like the bomb-proof bushing setups that I've seen, which just use round slug style. So yeah, pretty reasonable. I think they're $35 or $40 a piece or something like that. I found them for online, and kind of a cheap upgrade for engine mounts. Honestly, to my knowledge, Toyota still uses this same style mount all the way up to the Tacoma, like Spike, and Spike I think needs some new engine mounts. I think I'm going to transfer the original engine mounts on Spike over to something like this. So, but anyway, let's get this thing in the hole and quit talking.
Once it's bolted to the transmission, that'll correlate our angle.
The angle.
Yeah.
That side. And ta-da, I saved you from watching all of the time jockeying things around, but we got the motor mounts figured out, and the tops are welded, the fronts are welded. I got to get underneath and do the backs and the bottoms yet, but there it is, 3RZ in place. So we purposely have it a little high. I may even have to clearance the hood or something a little bit. But I remember before being able to utilize all of the shock travel that I had, and to give us the maximum amount of clearance between steering components and oil pan, we went ahead and raised the engine mount slightly from where they would normally be, not by a ton, but maybe a ½ inch or so. But that may position the engine higher than a lot of guys utilizing the 3RZ in these. So, but I think it sits in there nice. It doesn't look crazy. I mean, it looks kind of horizontal to the world. And with these installed, you want the oil power steering fluid cap is what's supposed to sit flat, and this one does. So, yeah. Pretty excited, but that's just one step of a million, so got to keep working on it. But that's enough for tonight. We're going to clean this hole up because it's a pit, and regroup. We'll try again tomorrow, see what we can get done. Just trying to work the adjuster bowl for the alternator. We had to get her good and glowing red to get her to move, but we're making some headway, having all kinds of fun.
Done.
So we got the engine sitting in here, and Got the alternator power steering pump on it. We drilled out the power steering pump orifice and shimmed the spring for the hydro assist. And now we're just messing with slowly hooking up things, heater hoses and that kind of stuff. Got to crawl under there, get our gas lines routed to the opposite side of the engine because the 3RZ intake manifold is on the driver's side and the exhaust is on the passenger side, opposite of the original setup with the 22RE. So anyway, having all kinds of fun, plugging away. So buddy Nick stopped over and he is helping with what I've always referred to as rainbow spaghetti while Blake's grinding. So sorry, you probably can't hear me too well. But yeah, making some serious headway tonight. We got belts on, lots of hoses connected, lots of stuff going on tonight. The intake's on and all kinds of things. Blake already fabbed up. So I am reutilizing the first gen throttle cable that I had in there, which is about 4 inches too long. So Blake came up with another adapter here for the throttle cable. So we got that going on. Now he's working on making the block off plates for the EGR. So we can take care of that while we're in here. Yeah, just making all kinds of fun. I just cut the exhaust out from under it. We got the fuel line and pressure and return hooked up. We got the power steering all hooked back up. So it's plugging away. So just working through some of the kinks and stuff that's got to be done. But don't worry, I'll clean the filter. But yeah, this is the mass airflow sensor adapter and filter that I had on the truck before. So I just got that swapped over to the Tacoma mass airflow sensor that we're going to use, the 3RZ one. I've seen guys like cut out this area and make the factory box work and stuff, but I don't know. This works for me, what I'm going to do. Not too worried about it. However, I want to connect the dots between the two and the factory air tube coming off the throttle body has this big tank thing in the way. However, all I really need is the piping up to like there, right? So with those fittings on it, so I can just cut this off right here and then I'll adapt from there over to the mass airflow sensor. So it's working on cutting that out and see if we can make some sort of an intake for this thing. We worked our way through a list of the majority of stuff. So we have the intake connection all made. Belts are on, radiators in, power steering hoses are connected, fuel lines are connected. We're really dwindling through the list. Notice there's no exhaust manifold in there. It's Christmas Day and my wife asked me to pick out a gift, and I had that in my eBay cart for a stainless header. I just hadn't hit the send button yet, and so she did that. So I'm anticipating that today. If that doesn't happen, it's gonna throw a real monkey wrench in the plan. But so yeah, we're getting real close. I think we'll be like hook the exhaust up and then finish up the wiring. We've been our buddy Nick Moore was over. He helped us do a bunch of the wiring sorting stuff. We just got like final connections to make, but everything we kind of know where it needs to be. We just need to make those connections, put all the fluids in it. Hopefully we'll get to hear it run sometime soon. It'd be really cool to get it out on New Year's Day or New Year's Eve and do a little wheeling with it. So in the meantime, it is Christmas. So Merry Christmas. Spend time with your families. Hopefully you got cool presents for your trucks. All of the trucks around here got a present because that's just the way I am. So yeah, is what it is, I guess. You'll see videos. There's going to be some more product installs and stuff because we got presents. Anyway, take care. Thanks for subscribing. I appreciate all you guys watching, and hopefully we get to beat on this thing soon.